Morning. Today we're sipping on some Ocellic green tea, but figured I'd just do a little bit of an update of where I am, where I've been, what I've been up to, how the progress has been, some of the changes that I'm looking to make, even though we have a plane flying overhead, so probably hold audio until that resolves itself, and we've got some cars passing by. So first thing that I've been doing, and as a major update, is I've decided to go through blood work with Merrick Health, which is run by Derek from More Plays, More Dates, or at least it's in a large association with him. So I think that blood work is always important for anyone to do, but since moving out here, or since moving from college, I've kind of felt like crap. And when it was 1 month, I figured it's like just acclimatization, getting used to a new schedule, a new routine, and stuff like that. But I just kept feeling terrible. And now it's October now. I made the move out here in May. So I figured at that point it was kind of time to get some blood work done, get some analysis done, and kind of figure out what was happening, and just kind of get stuff locked down so I can really train hard and train heavy going into the winter season. Or just into the winter, so I can have a really good winter training arc. So I will be making a separate video kind of following the process that it took to get blood work done through Merrick Health, my test results, whether they are good or bad, and the recommended procedure to follow, whether it's recovery, whether it's they think that I need to supplement certain things that I'm lacking, whether I get prescribed something. I'm going to be looking to do full transparency when it comes to that one, and just take everyone along through the process. So anyone that sees this can kind of follow along, know what's happening, and know that it's not a super taboo subject where you're getting blood work done because something's wrong. You're getting blood work done as preventative care, so if there is something wrong down the line, that you can correct it before it starts to be detrimental to your quality of life, and so your body can maintain a higher status of homeostasis. But with that being said, it has been a pretty costly endeavor, I will say that off the bat, but we will be making a separate video about Merrick Health, the process, especially as I get my results back and I talk with my primary point of contact through there. So, moving on. I feel like one of the next major changes to talk about has just been we're revamping kind of how I approach certain aspects of life, especially sleep, and I hope to be able to, produce a update video or, just an update in general about that, because sleep is one of the best things that you can do, hands down, all around, regardless of what's happening. If you maximize your quality of sleep, you kind of get to a point where you're maximizing your quality of life, because when you're sleeping, that's the time for your body to recover, rebuild everything that you've been breaking down throughout the day, store the important memories, dump the unimportant things. Sleep is just essential to everything in life. So with that being said, my sleep quality has always peaked and troughed, and I think it's definitely in a low right now. It's definitely in one of those troughs. Definitely not a peak or a crest. So taking this time has been kind of refining what works for sleep, listening to my biometric tracking, as well as using the new Whoop AI feature, which we'll have another video released about that one soon, and kind of how I'm testing the Whoop AI feature to figure out if it is useful, if it is efficacious in what they're saying it can do, and testing out a lot of the recommendations that it gives me, whether it's training or sleep related. But listening to that biofeedback, a lot of it has been kind of tailoring my life to maximize or optimize sleep. Like eating most of my meals during the day, during daylight, which is definitely harder than I thought it would be. Because to lay it out for you guys, I'm still a full-time engineer. I'm working 10 hours a day. So it's generally wake up, try and get a meal either when I'm still at my apartment or once I get into work, have another meal at work around the middle of the day, maybe something right before I'm about to head out at work. Then from there, we're looking at a training session from 5 to 7 p.m. maybe slightly later, maybe I get into the gym earlier. But we're looking at the sunset where I currently am is about 7:20 p.m. So it's kind of difficult making sure I get in my proper nutrients, timing, spacing, as well as making sure they're all during the daylight. Oh, that's tragic. My paper just went inside of my tea. That's fine. But yeah, trying to make sure everything's timed well and I'm consuming everything within daylight when my training session is going till right about sunset. And then that means I have to rush home, get that meal in, and then try and just recover for the rest of the night. Then there's other things I've implemented, like using white noise to help me sleep, so there's a constant background noise so my body can kind of adjust to that. One thing that I do have coming in is a sleep mask to test if just constant reduction in light exposure is something that will be beneficial to me in order to be able to sleep. And I think a bigger and more controversial one is kind of avoiding sleep supplements as a whole. That means no melatonin. Ones that I still am leaving on the table is just magnesium as well as theanine. I don't take theanine regularly, but on the more stressful days I have taken it a few times. But generally magnesium glycinate, one of the two, always stays in my rotation, but it's not timed in conjunction with my estimated sleep window. It's just taken to take it, and it's taken with like my multivitamin, my other supplements like Fedoja agrestis, Tongkat Ali, there's some other ones that I should remember, vitamin E, vitamin D3. Now, is there an optimal time to take those? Probably, because I do think that there can be some repercussions, especially with the Tongkat Ali, Fedoja agrestis, and the multivitamin, taking that closer to bedtime, just as it is a larger hit of nutrients, as well as they can have some effects that might elevate your energy levels, which might prevent you from sleeping either as deep as you would like or getting to sleep. So I should probably look into refining the timing that I'm taking all of these items. But I will be doing a video about sleep, how my sleep is changing with everything going on, and especially how to program your sleep when you're a busier individual, whether it's you're in school, whether you're a student, whether you're working full-time, because I definitely think that sleep is a neglected subject. It's something I've neglected for quite a while, and I think if I can help at least 2 people get better sleep, then that's pretty good, because quality of life should definitely increase when that change happens. Then we will take it into probably one of the bigger things that was running on my channel for quite a while, which is the Road to 500, in this case a 500-pound deadlift. There has been no update videos in it for a while, of which I will have an update video also coming out soon in the Patchworks, just because I've been really focusing on work and a lot of other just life things as summer is wrapping up, fall is hitting, and just spending time with friends before I really want to get serious in lifting over the winter and change some stuff up. But for the Road to 500, I think right now the heaviest pull that we've had that was clean and quick was 450, 455. We've had a lot of 435s to 445 pulls that have just moved really, really quick, which is really making me confident that it's a sustained pull that I can do often. It's moving off the ground quickly, it's feeling good. I feel like overall tax to the body isn't really that bad. But I definitely think that the Road to 500 is still possible. It's still something that's coming in the pipeline pretty soon. And I am just excited to hit it. And after that, I think there's definitely a few challenges or a few goals that I want to pursue, but right now I'm just enjoying the journey of the Road to 500, taking it step by step, and really just enjoying what's happening. Then we get into just general life updates and I guess stuff like that. Nutrition, I've kind of refined my nutrition a little bit. It's heavier into focusing on my red meats for a lot of my nutrients and protein. We're talking bison 90-10 that I've been getting from just local ranchers here in Colorado. Then we've also got beef. I prefer bison over beef just because I enjoy it more. as winter happens and the season starts to hit, definitely will be looking into getting some elk if possible, because I do really enjoy elk. Then we've just got other things going on where it's a lot of my carb sources have been from sourdough, which is not really too bad. Mass-wise, we're no longer in a cut. We're actually elevated back up to about like 182 dry weight, which I definitely like to see that lower a little bit to like 177, 175 before pulling 500, just because I feel like I pull better and my leverages are a lot better at a lighter weight. But if I pull it at 180, 178, somewhere in there, it's still going to be probably a pretty good pull, and I don't think it'll be detrimental to my body if I am carrying slightly more tissue. I just don't think it'll break down or have as bad of a fallout on me as I think. In terms of cinematography, videography, photography, stuff like that, I have switched over my editing program temporarily to DaVinci Resolve just because I want to learn color grading and stuff like that. So this video will actually be hopefully color graded adequately in DaVinci Resolve, and then maybe edited through DaVinci Resolve as well. We will see how that turns out. I'm sorry if it looks bad, but there has been no gear changes. I've been trying to read into the drone rules and regulations for the state just to make sure that I don't violate anything when I'm flying my drone around, because I do live near a hospital that has a helipad, so obviously I know that there are some flight restrictions there, and just general national parks enforced. I want to make sure that I'm not violating anything, doing anything illegal that might have repercussions for me as an individual, where I would get fined, where I could lose drone flight access, drone licensing, stuff like that. In terms of automotive wise, my previous car did unfortunately kick the bucket, not due to my own nature or something else happening to it. It was caught in a hailstorm that we had in early August, which ended up doing enough damage to it and totaling it out. So now I'm driving a 2019 Volvo XC60 that is a T6 with the R-Design packaging and all-wheel drive. I'm hoping that in terms of reliability and safety that it does pretty good. Technologically, it's been doing pretty good and I enjoy it. And I think during the winter it's definitely going to be more capable than my front-wheel drive sedan. Hopefully, fingers crossed for that one. If it's not, then Acura was really onto something and I should have stayed with Acura again, which it was in consideration. But I am planning to push out a few videos kind of documenting the life cycle of the Volvo, including initial ownership, probably every like 10,000 mile update videos on it, if there are a lot of repairs or issues that are happening with it, just so it's documented and other people would be able to see kind of what the ownership experience is like as the second owner. But it was definitely a large financial commitment and it's something to do. But I also still want to make videos tracking my finance and showing people that maybe you're not completely screwed as a 20-something in 2020, in the 2020s. Because, I am 22 years old, I'm working full-time as an engineer, and I'm making pretty good pay, I guess. It's definitely not as high as a lot of my peers, but, it's high, it should be sustainable. I've got a car payment, I've got rent, I've got student loans, but I want to show people that you can still have fun, you can still enjoy life, and that you should be able to sustain your life as, a 20-something still establishing yourself in this day and age, and that you should not be completely screwed as long as you're slightly responsible with it, maybe even irresponsible at times. But with that being said, if you made it this far, feel free to drop a like and subscribe, comment, anything that you would want to see on the channel, anything that you think should be improved, how you thought my color grading went. Just anything, constructive feedback is always fantastic. Anything you want me to look into as an engineer to see if there's something that you want feedback on, explanation on, whether it's technology, whether it's something mechanical, electrical, something that's coming in the pipeline from another company. I'm always happy to kind of make a variety of videos and just kind of see what's out there for everyone. But with that being said, have a great day. Remember to get your 20 to 30 minutes of sunlight a day to set your circadian rhythm of avoid caffeine after a certain time, but let's get after it.